On this day, 29th of July 2020, PM Sri Narendra Modi has announced a new education policy. The last time it was amended, a new education policy came up was in 1986, which was modified in 1992. After that, a need was felt about a new education policy, for which a committee was set up in 2016. A report was given up, and then a committee comprising Dr. K. Kasturirangan, was set up. Based on his report, a consultation process was started. But before that, we would like to venture what was the past of this education policy. University Education Commission set up in 1948-49, then Secondary Education Commission set up in 1952-53. After that, Education Commission, also called as D.S. Kothari Commission, marks the beginning of education policy in independent India, which gave national policy education in 1968. Then there came 42nd Amendment of a Constitution, under which education was brought up in concurrent list. Then, as told earlier, 1986 education policy came up. So this consultation process started online in 2015. A draft was published in 2019, and then several dialogues at Gram Panchayat, blocks, then district level were held. About nearly 2.5 lakh Gram Panchayats, 66,000 blocks, 6,000 ULBs, and then 676 districts between May-October 2015. May-October 2015, some concentrations were set up. Then after this, a draft of new education policy came up in 2019. A special meeting was held up in 2019, and then Parliamentary Standing Committee on HRD came up with its report on 7th of November 2019 regarding some of the reforms which will be watching in the school education. Would be starting with board examination. Right now, in this board examination has been made as low stake knowledge. It would be at low stake. It would check knowledge based on application. Mother tongue as medium of instruction would be imparted till class 5th. It can be mother tongue also, it could be house tongue also, then there could be regional language also added to this. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum, which means it's 2 years of kindergarten studies, which means 3 years of kids would be going to school. In Western world, it is understood that this year is one of the best year for mental and physical growth. That's why it has been started 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. It would mean that 2 plus overall 12 plus curriculum study. Vocational studies from class 6th onwards would be introduced. Vocational studies is one of the main aim of this government, so as of this new education policy, so as when they come out of the school, then they would be imparted with some kind of skill, at least one skill. So, and the new one assessment would be coming up, called as Parak, and Parak means assessment performance. For P, A for assessment, R for review, A for and K for analysis of knowledge, and H for holistic development. So this kind of assessment would be, this assessment based on this system would be coming up in this new education policy. There are several other suggestions also, but about which I'll be covering in other videos. Now coming to the higher education policy, what are some of the changes? One of the important changes is there will be multiple entry and exit point. It means one can enter at a UG program at 3 or 4 year and then PG program at 1 or 2 year. It could also be said that undergraduate plus PG integrated program could be carried out of 5 years. MPhil program has been discontinued, which was in most of the universities, particularly in central universities, one of the one of the most important criteria for admission in PhD. So it is now discontinued. Model multidisciplinary education and research university in each of the regions would be set up. These things are in public and in academic field has been in debate about the autonomy part. Graded autonomy will be provided to various, almost all the, in fact, all the institutions. Autonomy will be based on academic, it may be based on administration, it will be based on financial. So this graded autonomy after some accreditation work would be done. Private philanthropy partnership. Earlier it was private public partnership or private government partnership, but now it has been said this is a new model. Private philanthropic partnership is suggested. Fee fixation with broad regulatory framework could be given up. Public investment in education sector to reach 6% of GDP. It is aimed to increase the public investment. Coupled with graded autonomy and coupled with private philanthropic, it needs to see where does the financial burden would come up as for the government and as for the institutions and as for the students that would be getting knowledge. Single regulator except medical or law. Till now there was AICTE regulating the technical, then UGC regulating the other part, and there are various other regulators. But right now it has been suggested that except medical and law colleges and universities, there will be single regulator. Coming up to now, there are again some of the important other measures also, but right now that could be covered in another video will be coming soon. Indian knowledge system, there will be focus on this point that language, culture and values regarding to the Indian thing would be imparted. And how would be done? It will be done regarding, there will be some kind of language faculty, then there could be focus on Indian language, then research would be made on language, strengthening national institutions for classical language and literature, and then cultural awareness, and in fact traditional portion, traditional arts, or that would be called in Hindi as Lok Vidya, would be imparted. All in all, artists would be allowed to stay in residence. So this is regarding the Indian knowledge system. There will be use of technology. The government is focusing much on technology, particularly on e-content and virtual labs. So e-content means e-content in terms of regional language. This will be provided at regional language, and then virtual labs will be created. Divyang friendly education software would be created. Then uh, schools, teachers, students would be digitally equipped. So overall, we have seen what were the major changes right now. But and coming to the outcome of this NEP 2020, uh, it's one of the objectives or the aim of this policy that 100% gross enrollment ratio would be ensured in preschool by 2030, and then at least one skill to child in education through vocational education would be imparted. There are other things also regarding some of the pedagogical things which would be mainly related to the teacher education, okay, that too in B.Ed or M.Ed. So there are many changes, some of which are seen as positive changes and some of them are seen as negative changes. We'll be looking towards what are these positive changes and what are these negative changes, or what may be some of the critics about this in, in upcoming videos. This video was intended at a short time just to introduce the main features or the salient features of this education policy. The details would be coming soon. So this is all for now. Wait for the next video. That's all. Thank you.